Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D, campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party taking a moment to resupply the Sundragon militia at the Sundragon city of Chillblains in the desert, the Oasis Trade City. Visiting Lord Ephemeral discovered that a sweep of the Adama Plague, a disease carried by the local Strix population, has been spreading amongst the populace who do not have defenses against it. But as bad as things were when the party got there, they managed to get worse. As Tuco and Lucian helped negotiate potentially treating the population in exchange for aid to the militia, Zephyr and What's-His had an encounter with the beasts themselves who were out feeding. And in the process, a chunk of the thirst managed to get a dose of What's-His infected blood. And while being cut down during their return to the city, became ichor beasts. And as bad as that was, it managed to get worse. As What's-His attempted to negotiate with the animalistic creatures, but found that while they could parrot speech, much like your friend from the research facility, they didn't really have a great grasp on what words actually mean or how to hold a coherent conversation. And unlike your friend at the research facility, did not have years to just ruminate on how to talk. And in the process of attempting to negotiate, the What-Strixes turned on each other and began to consume and combine until they became a massive version of themselves. A combination of nearly 70 souls in one ichor beast, which began to march on the city. However, as much as it made them stronger, it did not make them very smart, and it did not make them very durable or easy to miss. And the party, through some legitimately good teamwork, managed to fell the ichor beast, which now lies in a immediately calcifying puddle of ink that bubbles and churns in the sand, mixing with it to turn it black. And as you all stand on the walls of Chillblains, surrounded by the guards, or out in the sands of the militia camp, where the bodies of the wounded and dead were absorbed into the beast before it fell, now presumably lie intermixed with the calcified remains. And that is where we'll pick up.
So, can I do a walkthrough and see just how bad the casualties were?
Yeah, is anybody injured?
What's-His make an investigation check with advantage?
A lot of people were injured.
Well, anybody still alive that I can help?
22. Oh wait,
Okay.
I said advantage.
Yeah.
It's still 22.
Okay.
The second one is 17.
Okay. And while that's going on, Zephyr, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm far away from the fight, or where the main, where all that crap happened, so, I mean, first off, he's going to turn off his boots to make sure that that doesn't run out.
Okay.
And then, kind of seeing it being done, he'll head to town.
Okay. Zephyr, you start making your way towards the gates. Caleb, what are you doing?
I think I said last time Caleb was gonna go down where the queen was.
Okay. And Tuco, what are you doing?
Wait, I think I said that too.
What is there to do?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. You can head back to the city and just head to bed. Zephyr seems like he's going to do some exploring in the city itself now that the battle's over. Caleb's going to discuss things with the queen, and Lucian and are checking the militia camp to see if there's any wounded and what the casualties were.
Sure. I'll go to check the wounded.
Okay. Tuco, you and Caleb head off the walls, and after the guards give a cursory sweep of the area to ensure that there are no more infected, hesitantly hoist the gate open to allow the two of you to exit and Zephyr to enter. Caleb, your brother, heading the other way into the city as the gates are closed behind you. And Caro, you can see, is up on the walls with Garrow, working with the guards to kind of explain what the actual fuck just happened and any immediate concerns they might need to have. So as Caro gives the guards the rundown of the situation, Lucian, and Tuco, the three of you check the militia camp together as Caleb seeks out the queen. And those of you at the militia camp, so Caleb, this includes you as well, giving an overview, you can see that casualties in the sense of wounded are actually fairly good. Looking around, you can only see one militia member at a glance that is visibly, seriously wounded, nursing what appears to be a large gash that couldn't have been made from the Strixes, so likely was the Strix doing it. They appear to be alive, but bleeding heavily.
Is there any ichor?
You do see some stains of it around the wound, but if it got into their blood, it hasn't taken hold of them yet.
Okay, I'm going to go over to him. I'm going to try to inspect it further, see if there's any infection with the ichor, and see what I can do to heal him up.
Okay. Roll a medicine check.
Okay. Good. Let's see. Ooh. My D&D is not working right now, so I don't know what plus is. I think it's my internet, probably.
Your medicine.
Most likely. You need me to roll for you?
Well, no, she doesn't know her pluses. It's +8.
I rolled. I just don't know what my plus is.
+8.
8?
I need to write that down.
22.
Lucian, you and Tuco stop to, since Tuco, you said you were looking for the wounded, do you want to assist Lucian in patching this fella up?
Yeah.
All right. The two of you stop and start to heal the warrior's wounds. Both of you having a solid enough grasp of mundane medicines to not need to rely on magic or chemistry, especially because the wound does not appear to be immediately fatal. It just needs to be bound, especially with the risk of both the Adama plague and ichor infection.
I don't mind giving him
You
a dose
cauterize
of
that
healing
bitch.
magic. I just want to make sure that it's not infected with ichor blood before I do.
Okay. The two of you looking over the man, by your best judgment, it is definitely possible, given the sort of liquid-like nature of the ichor, that some of it got into his blood when it slashed him, but the ichor that is currently around the wound has already calcified, and as long as the wounds get healed up before the calcified ichor is scraped off, there's no risk of it getting into his blood further. But if blood got into his wound from the initial hit, there's not really anything you can do.
I'll get to work and try to get it so that he doesn't turn into an ichor patient.
Fair. Okay.
I guess I'll do a cure wounds at. How bad does he look?
Pretty bad. If it seems like if the what tricks had gotten him another time or two, he probably would have gone down.
Okay, let's see. I will do. Dobby, I swear to God. I'm gonna do level 4 since I've got one more of this.
Okay.
So I'll do 4, 8. I'll mute while I do that.
Okay. While you're doing that, as Lucian and Tuco start tending to the wounded man, one of the militiamen next to him, kind of looking up to see the three of you approach, and Caleb heading deeper into the camp to find the queen, kind of stands up, not quite at attention, but more just standing up to allow the halfling and the elf to work unimpeded, and stepping a bit closer towards you, you can see that this militia member is a dark-skinned woman with, again, clothes suited for the desert, kind of loose and billowy, and long dark hair flowing about down to her waist. Although you can see it's tied back with what appears to be a yellow band, she kind of looks you up and down, has her hands on her hips. Her clothes are mostly white and red. You and your team all right?
Yeah, we'll be fine. Mostly worried about the army right now.
Talking to?
One of the militia members.
Oh, okay.
She gives a nod and kind of looks around at the militia camp, and by my count, assuming he makes it, and she nods down to the man that Lucian and Tuco are patching up, we took 49 casualties.
It could have been way worse. It's a 34 for healing, so he gets 34 points of healing back.
All right. Tuco, as you're helping Lucian patch the man up, Lucian's hands begin to glow as she says a prayer to her goddess, and the man's wounds begin to magically stitch and close together until, other than the kind of sensitive-looking flesh and calcified ichor, there's no indication that he had been wounded in the first place. And the man, a dark-skinned man with dreadlocks tied back with what appear to be various beads, and a red bandana, kind of gives the two of you a nod and, thanks, mates.
Of course. It's my job, literally. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna
You're
try
lucky.
to find the queen.
You know, you're pretty lucky to have made it.
Aye.
He's right, you know.
Aye. He kind of rubs at his little black goatee, and looking over to kind of giving a small smile, and, well, that must have been a humbling experience, watching your friends beat the crap out of you 10 times over.
Yeah. At least I know if things ever go wrong that, well, they can handle it.
Yeah, mate. But let's try and not have that happen again. As Tuka kind of gives him a very pointed look.
I'm gonna go over to Agnes and just be like, I kind of forgot to tell you.
Yeah, well, hold that thought, because Caleb gets to her first.
Okay.
He is still invisible. But I don't know
Yeah, but
if
you're
it's
covered
like-
in mayonnaise, so people can see you.
Okay.
It's probably starting to turn into like that
Okay.
mayonnaise.
Yeah, it started to become sour cream.
I don't think that's how sour cream is made.
Probably not, but
No.
Caleb, as negotiates with the militia, and Tuco and Lucian heal the soldier, you make your way deeper into the camp, where after a little bit of searching, you're able to find Agnes, who is stooped over judging from the calcified ichor everywhere, the shredded remains of a former Whatstrix. Her sai are still glowing white hot, and her hair is just beginning to settle and turn back into its natural blonde. And as she turns, seemingly, given that your boots silence your footsteps, you're a little impressed that she seems to hear you coming based on just the shifting of the sand. But her eyes are thankfully settling from red to their normal lilac. And she, breathing heavily and drenched in sweat, turns to you and kind of not even sheathing her weapon, still like kind of looking around, seeming kind of jittery and anxious. She nods to you, Caleb. Status report?
The situation has been dealt with, but new information says that you might need to find a different group of people to go find the remaining Strixes.
Right, and she looks to the walls where Caro is still explaining the situation to an increasingly befuddled guard, and she gives a small smile, and I'm gonna guess that this has something to do with what went down at the ball.
Yes. It did also make me think of something else. I can't remember if Caleb was around for this, but was he around when wasn't it like found out that there was like ichor in the food at the ball?
Yes, yeah, you were informed of that, yes.
I think Caleb's just gonna be like, I did just remember something that could be important. Some of this stuff connected to this incident was in the food at the ball. I did just remember that. I feel like we should have probably kept that in mind.
She kind of scratches at her cheek in concern, and crap. And I really orked out on that stuff.
There is a quick way to test.
Oh boy. No, not my girlfriend.
Shoot.
You just need something sharp, and if you just like frick your finger a little bit, you'll know very quickly.
She kind of stares at you for a moment, seeming to be kind of trying to discern if you're telling the truth, but then once she seems satisfied, she nods, and sheathing one of her side blades and holding the other one to bear, she... yes.
Isn't that going to just instantly seal any bleeding?
Bear in mind, it has to be, like, very, very hot for an instant cauterization. That's why whenever you get branded, you still bleed. And sure enough, she, rather than just outright stabbing, just basically drags the burning hot blade across the kind of palm of her hand, and she begins to bleed red.
Woo!
Thank God.
Well, that's a relief.
Oh, thank God. I'm sitting here holding my breath.
Maybe it can't transmit like that.
Yeah, Shannon, maybe you shouldn't go parading around and getting blood all over you. Just saying.
I'm gonna heal her. I'm just gonna take her hand and...
You're not scared.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, since everyone's jumping in, we'll say that you two have arrived by this point.
Teleport. It do be like this.
I can teleport.
She nods as the two of you arrive, and kind of smirking to you, Tuco. And if you have any better way to test look at my blood without bringing some out, I'm open to suggestions.
No, you misunderstand me, Gally. I mean, don't go running in getting blood all over you as he gestures to you. You're everything.
Oh, me?
Yeah, like me. And she kind of looks down at herself covered in blood and ichor, and yeah, maybe a fair point. But
Not very bright.
But-
I don't know about you, but I need a very strong drink, and I think that we owe you an explanation.
yes, but before that distracts me, because drinks are very good at distracting me. She snaps her fingers and points to Caleb, and you said that maybe it doesn't transfer like that. But if they were putting it in the food and that doesn't get you infected, then why bother?
That's a good question.
Unless they think it was an exotic spice.
Maybe
No,
the way I see it, there are a couple of possibilities. Either it wasn't intentional, or it's taking longer than how much time has passed for it to set in.
Suppose that's always
in
possible.
how many months?
Since the summer ball, it's been... Doing a quick mental math here. It's been about 4 or 5 months.
We don't
I
know
have
how
a
long this
few
takes to
theories
take,
myself.
so
Well,
it could take
That
months.
much we still don't know, Caleb. I mean, I am
That's
still
what he's
studying
saying.
these things. I didn't
If
hear
you're
you. I'm
listening-
sorry.
We don't know how long it takes. It could take longer than that. It could be that it should have already happened already.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Well, something to keep in mind at least.
So far, the only way we've learned to test for it is if the person cuts themselves. Specifically, they have to cut themselves, if I remember right.
Well, that's
Any reason
not
why?
the only thing, Caleb.
She raises her eyebrows and looks to you. What you got?
Well, there are also symptoms. Flu-like symptoms, bloodshot eyes, coughing
We
up,
don't have that.
ichor. Yes, we do.
Only in very specific situations.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it,
In
from...
specific situations.
Guys,
But
we're getting into a bit of an argument loop again.
It's still something. It's still something to identify it with.
As far as we could tell from what we learned at that facility, there's some who are stable and some who are not.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the stable ones seem to become unstable if certain situations are met.
Compatibility.
But the most reliable way is to test on.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
For some
Mine-
reason, it doesn't show up if somebody else does it.
Interesting. I don't know much about chemistry, but I know that Queen Autumnfall knows about crap like that. I don't know. Maybe if we bring it to her, she might know something, or at least be able to figure something out.
Also, my sister in Tabeja, adopted sister.
Oh,
She knows a lot
Summer,
about it.
right?
Yes, she knows about these things too, and she's
Yeah, we
been
we gave her
given
some samples.
some samples. Which is another reason why I wanted us to go to Tabeja to see if she's learned anything.
Well, don't worry. This little encounter certainly is enlightening, but the core plan doesn't change. I'm not going to leave Autumnfall to fight Barbarous alone, and you guys need to get back home. So, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Mhm.
Although, even though none of the citizens got too badly hurt, word's probably already reached Lord Ephemeral, and he's not the kind of guy to let stuff like this go.
I think I can do something about that.
She raises an eyebrow and gives a smirk. Friendly.
For the most part.
All right, long as you... I hate to use this phrasing, but remember your place? He is a lord.
I know. I was just going to, explain that this whole thing has just kind of... We've been putting it on the back burner for too long, if you understand me.
Yeah, you guys have been busy, I imagine. I'm interested in hearing that story over those drinks you promised. But if Lord Ephemeral gives any of you trouble, just say the word and I'll get you guys out of here. I'll deal with him, but especially with all this, and she gestures to just the mess of the militia camp. I'm smart enough to know when I'm in over my head. Whatever's going on, you guys are the crux of it, and we need to make sure you get where you need to go.
That's what I was hoping to tell the Lord Ephemeral, was that that's why we need his help. And that's why we need these people, is so we can get this taken care of. So, like, this won't become a problem for everyone.
All right.
While you're having those drinks, you should probably think about who you think in your militia would be the best Strix catchers.
Yeah, don't worry. A few of them were rat catchers back home. I'll just tell them to aim a little higher.
No, we should still be able to help with the sickness thing just fine.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Getting those rocks that Tuco wanted.
All right, sounds good, guys. I appreciate all this. Go on, drinks on Lucian.
I won't
Oh,
argue.
girlie, I'm gonna
Wait.
drink out of the table.
Actually, drinks on me.
Oh?
And
Yeah,
it'll-
look with like a grin.
I'm just
Yeah.
kind of looking at him. What the fuck are you covered in?
ask Zephyr. He did it.
Yeah, I think he checked out.
Yeah, he went into the city.
Yeah, I kind of.
Nothing wrong with that. From what I remember, I don't think he actually got to be in it. Might as well see what he just fought for.
Maybe I should clean up first before we go drink. Who wants to go?
Yeah,
who wants to go clean up first? Then we go drink.
I am covered in black goo, so definitely me.
Houston, I did. Do you have any magic that cleans us? That you could use?
I might. Let me check my. I do. Now that I'm a wizard, I can do this, and I cast prestidigitation on myself.
Alright.
Please use me.
All right.
And then I'm gonna do it on Agnes, and then I'm just gonna like go by one and just do prestidigitation
a
and just clean
cantrip?
everybody.
Yeah.
It is a cantrip.
All right. All of you watch as Lucian, excited, begins to cast their spell. Rather than saying a prayer, they just recite an incantation. And one by one, the filth, blood, and sand on all of you is magically pulled away. Tuco, it like wrestles even the little particles of sand out from your fur and kind of disperses it out into the desert where it no longer clings to you. And by the time Lucian finishes, you're all actually cleaner than when the battle started. And what's is nowhere to be found.
Why are you
Yeah, but they
invisible?
Gil, I mean, what the fuck did you do?
What's this?
One of the candies.
Of course.
Did you learn anything from this experience? Just wondering.
It happened beforehand. After y'all went into the city.
You're avoiding my question.
I'm
What are
very
you going to
confused.
do while you're invisible?
That's what I'm wondering.
And now, I'm going to go get a drink. I don't know about the rest of you.
He's avoiding the question.
I'm gonna
He's
get
going to
drunk.
do something very what's-his-like.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Aggie. I think I owe you some drinks.
That was the plan. I don't care who buys them as long as it's not me. You guys go ahead and find somewhere to get comfortable. I'll have to pull some strings to organize another meeting with Ephemeral tomorrow.
Can't believe the queen of an entire
Stop.
country is worried about spending money on drinks.
She gives you a smile, and to be fair, even if you have all the money in the world, a gift is still nice.
Yes. Make sure that I can come as well, please. because I do think that I should explain things to him as well.
I don't think he's going to give me much of a choice in that regard.
I kind of give a little shy smile. Sorry, I didn't tell you sooner. It's just, like I said, been on the back burner.
To be fair, I don't imagine how you would have brought it up. Hey, my queen, nice to see you. Just so you know, my blood's infected, and anything that, I guess, drinks it becomes me.
If the blood gets into you somehow, it gets messy.
It gets very messy, as you saw.
All right, no blood packs with you guys. Got it.
Well, Carol's
You
saying,
can see Google give it like a kind of a cheeky grin. I'm still available.
She gives you a smirk, and noted.
Haven't been with these chuckle fucks long enough for this yet.
It's not contagious, is it?
Oh, it's
No.
absolutely contagious.
Oh, stop it!
Only if you
don't
get
know
the blood in you.
All right.
It's not that.
Oh.
It's not like a sexually transmitted thing, you know. At least I don't think so.
Not too long ago, we were like, oh, it's like super contagious. Touch it, you're infected.
Well, then we learned about it.
I mean, Lucian's been
Forgive me, I just saw an entire army rise from the ashes of nothing. Just from some blood getting sucked on. Yeah, forgive me if I'm a bit itchy with this whole business.
Just don't drink our
I
blood.
think that maybe when we do the drinks, we'll fill you in.
Thanks. And she gives you a smirk, Caleb. No promises.
Like, I don't like. Is it? I hope that won't be too difficult for you to go to not drink blood.
I'm gonna have to make some arrangements to my schedule, but
He was talking to Tuco.
oh,
Yeah.
Tuco.
Yeah, Tuco just kind of looks
That's
to him
so
and is like,
funny.
he just kind of looks to him and is like, listen, mate, I have quit my blood drinking habit. I've been sober from blood for, well, today's the Tuesday, so about a month.
your strength is admirable. You're an inspiration to us all.
Yeah, I'm
It's
doing
really
it every
amazing.
day.
It is an honor to work
Listen,
with someone with so
so
much
confused.
determination.
What'd you say?
The amount of confusion
Actually,
on Lucian's face is
Halo,
Yeah.
it is an honor to work with someone with so much determination.
Yeah.
Are we being sarcastic?
I hope so.
Gives you a grin.
Oh,
Don't know. You can't tell.
now this is normal behavior. Every culture drinks blood.
Not mine.
I always knew the Wickets were weird.
I'll let your biases determine.
Zephyr. Making your way into the city, away from the rest of the party. What are you gonna do?
Leap.
I mean, yeah, he'll look for an inn to stay at. 'Cause-
Okay. Doing a bit of searching around. Unlike the rest of the party, you were not pointed in any particular direction for a place to stay, so you just kind of wander. But it doesn't take you too long, and after a bit of time, you're able to find, again, one of those, like, ships that's just been kind of repurposed into a place to stay. You see that this boat that kind of smells of, like, incense, and kind of taking a quick peek in the cabin. It's foreign, but you can at least grasp that it seems to be a place that is comfortable enough to stay. It has that kind of feng shui atmosphere. You can see the counter is being worked by an elvish woman with dark hair.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go approach her, I guess.
She looks up to you, and with all of the ceremony of someone who is working a desk job at like 10 at night in the middle of a war zone, just table. Sorry, room for one?
Yes.
As she whistles, another identical elvish woman emerges from a back room and gives you a bow and a gesture to follow. Right this way, sir.
All right. He'll follow.
Now, they're going to give the same rigmarole to the rest of the party, so I will simply pose the question to you, Zephyr. As she's guiding you down the hall, she kind of, not even glancing down to you, doesn't really seem to think much unusual, or if she does, she's cordial and customer servicey enough to not comment on it, and simply, would you like one of our luxury suites, or one of our basic packages?
How much is said luxuries?
She gives you that smile of like, oh yeah, I got him hooked. And giving you the first smile she's given you, which to her credit is a very pretty one. 4 gold for the night.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't need just a simple.
As you wish, sir. 1 gold for the night, and she holds out a hand.
So Zephyr will pull out 1 gold.
All right. Zephyr, you've acquired a room for the night. I will describe the room once the rest of the party gets there.
I almost have almost more silver than I do gold.
Hey! The rest of you, re-entering Chillblains as the militia makes repairs to their camp, count the dead and treat the wounded, and the guards keep a very cautious and careful post. You can see the presumably head of the guard, or at least something similar, has finished being debriefed by Caro, and the two of them are coming down the stairs and join you guys as you're heading back into Chillblains. Although the head of the guard does not stay for too long, simply giving all of you a bow in gratitude for the battle, and makes their way further into the city, presumably to the bathhouse, to inform Lord Ephemeral of what just went down and the information that Caro gave them.
That's going to be an issue.
Agnes kind of...
to kind of let him know that that Queen and I actually I'll let Agnes tell him.
You're very...
Yeah, I got the gist, though. I've had bad internet enough to be able to translate. Agnes kind of shakes her head with her arms crossed and let him go. Like I said, if he doesn't know already, he's going to find out one way or the other. We can't force everyone who saw what just went down to keep quiet, and I think it's for the best.
Yeah, fear is a very good motivator, isn't it?
She gives you a smile, although unlike the smirks she's been giving to everyone else, there is no humor in it.
No,
I find
Like,
that
disrespect intended.
It's not that. And she kind of rubs at the back of her head.
Hey, you know what they're saying, but nobody else understands this conversation.
Well, actually, this is her responding to What's-His anyway.
I can somewhat understand it too.
I can understand her.
It's not being offended that's the problem. It's... You weren't there at the bathhouse. You didn't get the chance to meet him, but I've known the guy for years. Lord Ephemeral's kind of a jumpy guy. Always has been. I mean, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. I'm proud to work with him, but knowing that there's something like this out and about, he was willing to write off the summer ball as just some kind of magical accident, but now that he has the source, or at least something connected to it right in front of him, he's a lot like you, Lucian. He's the kind of guy who likes to ask questions. And also a lot like you, he's stubborn and doesn't take no for an answer.
Lucian turns pink.
And she, kind of nodding in the general direction she assumes what's is to be, she says, since you haven't met him already, I suggest you wait until we can see you again, whenever that candy weight wears off, and remember your place.
Yeah,
Is
remember
Tuco
we are
there?
here as guests.
Yeah, everyone except for Zephyr is here.
Yeah, you can see Tuco just kind of looking up like with a bit of challenge in his eye.
Maybe it might be best if he doesn't see me.
Fair point. And she looks down to you, Tuco, and kind of smiles. Problem, little man?
What's with the whole know your place bullshit that's been going on?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you probably wouldn't know. And she gestures between herself and the kind of air where she assumes what's is to be. He and I are royalty, and like it or not, that comes with expectations. Talking to someone like us is different than talking to someone like you. Talking with someone like you.
Me and Zephyr are too.
Yeah, but Zephyr's not here, and plus, from what you guys have said about him, I doubt he cares.
Well,
Yeah,
I still.
You would see Tuco just kind of look to her with, right. Okay then.
Yeah, look, think of it this way. If someone insults you, I'm guessing you just walk away, right? No reason to pick a fight. You don't know the guy, they're a stranger to you. Make sense?
Tuco just stares. Go on. Dig deeper.
With someone like us, that same situation between us can get armies involved. What would have just been a casual insult to a commoner is an act of war to us. And I frankly don't trust a Gyogran to watch what he says or control his temper around nobility. Not to mention, and she gestures to the city around you, this whole city is built on the ashes of what his people built and took from others. So I don't imagine anyone's going to be particularly happy to see the guy who was leading that army. Savvy?
Ah, got you.
Maybe.
It's a clashing of egos then,
Maybe,
is it?
and I don't mean this.
Pretty much.
I don't mean to be mean, Westies, but maybe you should just stay in your room until we leave.
Well, not just that. Even if I wasn't the prince of Gyoga and everything, I would still have to stay in my room or something because of the fact that once this wears off, they're going to see me and put it together that those Drixes took my form. The last thing we need is for them to attack me and get infected again.
Yeah, like I said, probably best if
That's actually a very good point.
stay away.
Oh, I've got my
Who knew?
plans to stay out
Amateur
of the
about
way.
this.
I mean, they built their entire city against the Gyograns, and I don't know if you know anything about the Gyograns,
We're
Tuco,
dicks.
but
Sheila, it's
Yeah.
really not my business to keep up. Listen. There's a whole lot of business that goes above, but there's a whole lot of business that goes on below. We have our dramas and our problems. You've got yours.
Think of them as dark elves. And you have the Gyograns.
let's just say that their entire country is based on just war.
Ah, I see.
And they like to conquer. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with conquering. I mean, you do that, right, Aggie?
She gives a smile, and It's a little different, but I see your point.
So, I mean, despite your differences, maybe we could find some common ground. That's what politics is about anyway.
If I ever get take over Kyogre and it still stands, I have ideas for less violent ways to solve.
And not to mention, your
Probably
dad
in front of us
disowned
first.
you. So, I mean, are you really still the inheritor because he disowned you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of people
guys.
aren't going to see it that way.
You're getting a little ahead of yourselves.
Yeah, Caleb's got a point. I don't have any beef with Kyogre with them all the way across the continent, and we got bigger problems and more immediate ones. And she starts fishing through her pockets, and I know a place not that far from here that Lord Ephemeral doesn't go too much. You guys can stay there and stay quiet until we get this sorted out. Just stay out of trouble. Obviously, you're free to wander the city. Just be careful who you talk to. Almost everybody here reports to the Lord directly, so watch what you say and who you say it to. And
also,
she-
Tuco needs rocks.
Yeah, and she looks to you and actually kind of tilts her head. Admittedly, I don't know how good your night vision is, but I imagine it'd be easier to search with the sun's up.
Oh, probably yes, but we do need to do that at some point.
Yeah. She kind of runs a
Are you
hand
sure
through her
you
hair
don't
and
want me to
just...
come with you?
She hesitates. Lucian, make a persuasion check.
Okay. My persuasion. Thank you for sending me those screenshots. That's very helpful.
You're welcome.
Ooh. Austin sent me some too. Plus 8 is 23.
She kind of bites at her lip and... It's against my better judgment, but fine. The rest of you...
Yeah, my best behavior.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. And she gestures for you to approach Tuco, and if you do, she deposits 4 gold into your paws. And here, this will cover the rest of you. I'll make sure Lucian gets home safe.
Yeah, all right. He just kind of like throws them up and down in his hands before sliding them around in business.
All right. That boat over there with the funny-looking sail smells like incense. Just head there, and I know the girls that run the place. They're sweethearts. They'll put you guys up. Lucian, you're with me, and I know you guys are probably tuckered out from all the fighting, but I guess if you hear explosions and screaming and "Curse you, Queen Sundragon," then I'm at the bathhouse, and things didn't go well.
All right.
I could also send a message, dear.
Or that.
I'm gonna just link arms with her.
And with that, the two of them head back to the bathhouse.
Do I
Any
see
bit-
where they go?
I mean, they're heading to the bathhouse. They're just heading down the road.
Oh, no. Please don't. For the love of God, listen for one
Do you follow?
fucking life.
Not yet. I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm going to look at Tuco, pass him 20 gold, say knock yourselves out, and then yes, he's gonna follow, but he's not doing anything else. He's just observing.
Okay. Tuco, 20 gold just floats into your paws, and you can hear the heavy footfalls of what's-his making his way away.
He did
And he's
remember
Oh, for the love of... We're supposed to be going to the ship.
Yes, but as soon as she mentioned explosions and stuff like that, I just want to keep an eye out.
What?
Oh, he wants to keep an eye out for something, all right.
Yeah, mate, come on. We've all had a long, hard ride. It's been a long time since I've seen a queen. We all get it, those urges, but come on. There's business to be done.
It just went to the bathroom. talk to him.
I can't hear you. You kind of cut out.
He doesn't know that they're having to get naked. He just thinks they're going in to talk.
Oh, okay.
So he has no idea.
Alright.
It doesn't.
If you
Maybe
insist.
it doesn't take a genius.
Well, he's not exactly smart, but okay. As soon as the
Finally, he
As soon as-
admits it.
party mentions that he'll be okay, he'll turn around, but he'll let Tugo keep the 20 gold.
They do have some certain customs at the bathhouse.
Are you
Alright.
trying to convince him to stay with the party, or are you trying to convince him to turn around? Again.
He's trying to convince him to not do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I second that convincing. Come on. We've already gotten in trouble for the first half of the night.
Okay, okay.
It's quite good at knowing when people are around. She even heard me coming, and I have boots that make my walking up the
Yeah, you're not exactly subtle, mate.
You might.
Even when you are invisible, I can still smell you.
Oh yes, you can smell him a mile away.
That was good. That was a good one.
All right. What's his returning to the party as Lucine and the Queen make their way down the road?
Fan art of Tuco just saying, "I can smell you."
I can smell you. All right.
Come on, mate. I can smell you. You smell like crusty old mayonnaise.
What's his? Caleb, Caro, and Tuco. Making your way in the direction that the Queen indicated, you approach the relatively small but still comfortably sized for a decent-sized group of people to stay ship that smells of incense. And as you enter the cabin, you see the same thing that Zephyr had, the dark-haired elvish woman donned in dark blue, loose clothing. It's one of those dresses that kind of reveals the shoulder and the top of the chest, but like covers everything else. And as all of you enter, she kind of darts her dark eyes over all of you before just, again, with all of the casualness that you would expect. All together or separate?
All together in your finest rooms.
Her eyes kind of dart up at an unexpected voice, but to her credit, she stays stone-faced and... One room for four, then? Luxury or basic?
Luxury. I think we've earned it.
Individual rooms.
All right, 4 luxury suites. That'll be 12 gold.
He'll put down, let's see, with another 4, just for generosity, so 16.
She counts out the coins real quick, and whenever she notices that you gave a tip, she gives a smile at the group, and her sister exits out of the back way, and 4 guests, luxury suite. And she kind of counts the heads and raises an eyebrow, and her sister just shakes her head like, don't.
One of them is currently invisible.
Experiment gone wrong.
Ah. And with that, she guides all of you down the hall and shows you to your suites. Those of you staying in the luxury suite as you're one by one dropped off at your rooms. The luxury suites are, predictably, fantastic. Tuco, Caleb, What's-His, and Zephyr, you got the basic one, so Carol will be receiving one of these as well. Those of you who got luxury suites see that you're dropped off in a room that's about the size of 2 rooms, like one of those fancy, like, Houston hotel type ones. That's like 2 rooms mashed together. But it's kind of like open floor plan type. A massive queen-sized bed with nice kind of velveteen and silken sheets. A lot of kind of gold accoutrement scattered around, potted plants for feng shui, and most notably, each of your rooms, there is someone Caleb, in your case, a bald-headed human man who appears to be about in his early 20s, and the rest of you, elvish women, sit in the center of the rooms at a small dining table with a pair of chairs. And all of them give the same response to each of you as you enter the luxury suite. And with a broad customer service smile, say to each of the respective guests, "Luxury suite?"
Tuco would
Luxury
kind of
suite.
look his girl up and down and just be like, luxury indeed.
She gives you a smile and, "Right this way, sir."
Will
Can I
do.
say,
Yeah, go for it.
can I say like say like something like that, something funny I imagined happening with Caleb?
I mean, yeah, go for it.
So he thinks he has the room all to himself, and so he doesn't realize there's someone else in the room.
Mhm.
So he does his usual thing when he has a room to himself and just, remove everything.
Yeah, you
Only
get as
to
far.
realize there's someone
yeah.
in the room, and he's like, he just gets out. Oh shit! Look.
Yeah, you got as far as taking off your armor and your shirt whenever behind you hear a luxury suite, sir.
Hi. Yes. I didn't realize there was someone else in here.
That is what the luxury package entails, sir. Shall I take you to the bath?
I guess he could show me where it is.
Right this way, sir. And I will say, to make a long story short, what the luxury suite entails is a personal masseuse and bath before they tuck you in before bed.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Masseuse.
Yes.
Uh-huh. With a happy ending.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What you do with the butler they had given you is your business, but that is all their job description says to do. What you do from there, what you do off the clock is your business.
I was gonna say that Caleb probably, just like he did back home, probably didn't want help with the bath or any of that.
Which he doesn't push it. In fact, he seems to appreciate the break. Zephyr, the room you are given. Oh. Go on.
Just says to him, I've never liked allowing others to do things for me.
Understood, sir. And Zephyr, the room you're taken to is a little more basic. It's half the size of the luxury suite, and the bed is just a simple bed that two people could comfortably sleep in together. But there is still a little bit, there's some potted plants, some paintings, a few things to give it more of an artsy, comfortable feel. Just, it's not the luxury treatment, and you definitely do not have a personal butler. But you still have all the amenities. Lucian, as Sundragon escorts you to the bathhouse, you make it to it, and they don't even bother with the whole, password rigmarole this time. They literally just, the moment they see the two of you coming, one of the guards posted just knocks in a pattern on the door, and it's immediately just thrown open. And Agnes just gives you a very, stern, without any words, you get the vibe. Let me do the talking.
I will nod in acknowledgement. Yep, I understand.
The tour guide that you had been assigned steps forward along with two very imposing-looking warriors, and Lord Ephemeral wishes to speak with the two of you, along with your traveling companions. Agnes just gives a slow nod, and I'm afraid my traveling companions are indisposed, but I would be happy to organize a meeting with his lordship and be here with just the two of us for now. He considers for a moment before just silently jerking his head for the two of you to enter. And the two of you, of course, as the doors are shut behind you and you can hear a lock being slid into place, which, Lucian, kind of makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you're surrounded on all sides. And Agnes is about to start taking her jacket off, but as she's doing so, the man just holds out a hand. And without a word, Lucian, you feel a rough pair of hands ball up the back, like the kind of back collar of your dress, and you can see another pair take Agnes by the arms and just start like pushing the two of you into the bathhouse, like seeming like they want to get you in front of the Lord as quickly as possible. Which seems to be a big deal that they're breaking their own little tradition and security protocol to get you an audience with the Lord right this fucking second. And as the two of you are more thrown before Lord Ephemeral than anything, the two of you kind of right your postures and smooth out your clothes as Lord Ephemeral, still lounging in his hot tub, just stares at the pair of you, and for a long moment, not a word is spoken. He just stares. But after a long moment, Agnes seems like she wants to at least attempt to break the silence, and kind of giving a nervous smile, gives a bow, and it's certainly unexpected that you would want to host company this badly, my lord. And as she goes into a bow and gestures for you to do the same, Lucian, Ephemeral kind of hesitates, the kind of protein rock still clutched in his fist, and it's an odd coincidence. Monsters come knocking on my door the same day that all of you arrive in my city. Agnes kind of smiles and, my lord, I assure you, and he holds up a hand to silence her. And he turns his gaze to you, Lucian. Speak.
I'll kind of give a bow. Thank you, my lord. There are no amount of words that I can express to you. I was honest with you when we first spoke that the Scar Concord is due to make terrible things happen here in Yav. And I hope that these monsters can serve as a witness to you that this is true.
He scratches the back of his head, and I do not doubt the truth of your words, Lady Alefakir. What I doubt is that you had nothing to do with this. I invite you into my city, show you and the Queen the utmost hospitality, offer my services in exchange for medicine and aid for my people, and in exchange you lead monsters to my door, spread all new diseases among my people, and threaten to end the very way of life here in Chillblains.
I don't know what happened. I was not present when the Strixes attacked. I was at the safe house trying to prepare for what we had discussed here, and they just came. The Strixes came and they attacked, and we fought as hard as we could at the safe house. And when we got to the army in the front of the city, these monsters were already here.
So,
I know that they were sucking the blood of one of my comrades.
So you could not account for all of your traveling companions, and they are the ones who spread these diseases. Do you have a name for this patient zero? Speak!
She kind of like jumps a little, kind of like frozen in place, not really sure what to say. Let me try again. Lucy's just completely frozen, and like she has no idea what to say. She's just like, we are all in the same boat. We all have this. Well, not all of us. There's a couple of us that don't have this thing that's inside of us. But it's not our fault. This is the doing of Dr. Knight and Dr. Kaloum.
Dr. Kaloum is dead.
I assure you, he is not.
He smiles and... I see. So, you expect me to believe that a doctor who died a decade ago has infected you with this blood-borne disease that you saw fit not to share with me, and it is complete coincidence that my people were nearly put in danger, even greater than what you had already promised to protect us from. And it simply slipped your mind to share this.
I know it's hard to believe, but it didn't slip my mind.
Then you chose not to tell me.
I didn't think it was that important until I realized the true disaster that could befall all of us. I mean, it's not just your people; it's everyone.
Explain.
You know what happened, right? At Mercurial. That was Dr. Knight and Dr. Kaloum and all of the Scar Concords doing.
He strokes at his beard and stares at you for a long moment, and I thought that there was something about you that was intriguing, Lady Alephakir. Lucian, you hear a creak on the floorboards, and kind of glancing over your shoulder, you see that several of the people in the bathhouse you notice are not disrobed and have weapons.
I can tell you everything I know.
Explain to me what it is you carry inside you. And I assure you, if there is any detail you deem unimportant, again, I'm more than happy to conduct research myself.
I'm gonna tell him everything that I know, and I'm gonna tell him all of the research that I've done. I'm going to tell him what we found down in Edict. I'm not gonna tell him about Edict, but I'm gonna tell him that we went underground and we found an underground laboratory, because I know that we're not allowed to talk about Edict, so I'm not worrying. I'm just my ass.
You're just doing that thing that he told you not to do.
Yeah, the thing he did.
You know what? I'm just gonna say I'm not supposed to talk about it, but there is a city that we went through down there. And we were hired to take care of a problem down there, and we found an entire laboratory where there were monsters and things that you would not believe down there.
As you tell him, and indeed Agnes as well, this story, they both just watch you. She seems like just enraptured and fascinated. He is still kind of maintaining that kind of stoic, like focused look, only stopping periodically to vomit into a bucket.
Yeah.
And
I will add one more thing, if that's okay.
Go for it.
After she is done explaining everything, I will say, and I can assure you, my associate Tuko and I can help those that have been infected by the Strixes. Including yourself, my lord.
He kind of licks his lips and thinks for a moment. Actually, I believe you and the halfling services as doctors will no longer be required.
And I look at Agnes and do you like that side-eye thing? You know, like...
Agnes kind of shares the glance with you before looking back to him. Are you sure, my lord? I assure you they're qualified and they're not gonna get all that stuff in the patients, I promise. And before she can make any more promises that she 100% cannot keep, he holds up a hand, although less to silence her and more to indicate that he wishes to speak. And I wish to hire them for a different purpose.
What is that, my lord?
He leans forward and... If I were to allow you to use my city as a staging ground for researching this ichor, you called it?
Yes.
Treat my illness before it takes my life. And failing that, he tilts his head. Infect me with yours.
I like it.
Lord, it's very dangerous. There's still things that we don't know about this illness.
He just stares, and there are also many things we do not know about the enemy. You claim that a doctor who died 10 years ago and a completely different doctor are creating this chemical, this virus that defies alchemy, defies chemistry, defies all scientific knowledge. We know little about who we're fighting, what their plan is, or indeed, what it is exactly that they're using against us. If I could offer myself to the cause, that is a sacrifice I'm more than happy to make, Lady Elefakir. If you should refuse me, I will take your blood, and you will be banished from my city.
Then it is clear to what I must do. I agree to your terms.
Agnes kind of looks to you, and seems kind of incredulous, but before she can even protest, agreed. He nods to the guide, who nods in return, and holds his hand out to yours, Lucian, and pulls a bottle from his pocket.
I think I have a long... I'll say, do you have a dagger?
You hear this from behind you, and one of the other guards holds out not a dagger, but a wooden stake.
I know this is a little bit of metagaming, but she would have mentioned this to him about the different like souls that are compatible.
Mm-hmm.
So
But he doesn't know any of this.
would she have she mention the fact that her blood wouldn't be compatible?
I mean,
Yeah, and she mentioned that there's a lot that you don't understand about it.
Yeah, like she never.
Doesn't seem to care.
Like,
Oh, so she's setting him up for automatic failure.
I'm going to say to him, I need you to understand, my lord, that this is going to change you for more than you can, or you or even I can understand. This is going to be very dangerous, and I don't even know if you are going to make it out of it.
He smiles and, if you and your comrades keep your word, there will be no need. I simply wish for treatment. I simply wish to study this threat. I will not chance my soldiers and my own life against the unknown. We are not the Alefakirs. We do not take pride in diving headfirst into things we do not understand, even if it costs us our lives.
Kind of look a little guilty. And then I will take the bottle and take a deep breath, and I will slice my palm and start depositing my own blood, and just pray to my God that it's not gonna bite me in the ass.
no, it's gonna bite someone else in the ass, and it's gonna affect them.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking murder his ass.
They're gonna get bit in the ass.
I don't really have a fucking choice here.
Well, you could have offered someone else's blood to be more compatible.
Yeah, but from what I understand,
you always
of
have a
him,
choice.
he's
It's just
pretty-
not a good one.
I don't know. I mean, we're both stubborn. We're both, you know.
Yeah, to be fair, Agnes did mention that he and Lucian are a lot alike.
That's what I'm banking on.
But he's not doing it
And,
yet.
No.
I was like, he's not doing it
I
yet.
will fill the bottle and I will hand it to him, and I will say, I will do everything that I can to heal you and all of the infected from the Strixes.
You have my gratitude, Lady Alefakir. And he holds the bottle out to one of the elvish maidens in the bath with him, who immediately takes it and, stepping out slowly, carts it off to somewhere in the back of the bathhouse, out of sight.
I give a bow
And Agnes replicates it, but as you're both kneeling, she... Lulu, are you sure about this?
what choice do I have? It's either this or be kicked out, and I don't want that for you.
You're doing this for me?
I nod.
She seems kind of stunned, but as you rise from the bow, she kind of collects herself and... Thank you for being such a gracious host, Lord Ephemeral, and for your forgiveness. Of course, my queen. He tilts his head to Agnes and smiles, and Agnes returns it. You may go. Lucian, do you leave?
I'll give another bow and say thank you, my lord. And if you ever need me, you know where to find me.
I shall expect you soon for my treatment.
I don't need too much sleep, but I do require at least a little bit. I will come back in about 5 hours, if that's all right with you, my lord.
Power napping.
No, I only need 4 hours of sleep because I'm an elf.
But it's like, how much hours of sleep does he need? Is he gonna need his sleep?
He gives a smile, and with all due respect, I need my rest, my beauty sleep.
Yeah, but you don't need sleep to be beautiful, my lord.
Ass kissing.
Appreciated, my lady, but for my health and the sake of my subjects, I must rest. Come when the sun has risen, and we will speak then, preferably with all your comrades present this time.
I'll give a bow. I'll try, but one of them tends to do what he wants.
Is that like kill or is that for maybe both?
Yeah, he kind of stares for a moment, and would this happen to be the large elfin man or the small saurian?
The little lizard, he just does whatever the fuck he wants. I'm pretty sure I can convince what's his.
What's his? The Geogran Colonel.
I kind of nod. Yeah, but his dad kind of disowned them, so I don't even know if he, like, you know, he's technically Geogran by blood, but, like,
No,
his dad disowned him.
that is not my question. My question is this. Am I to understand that those in Geogr who die simply do not stay dead?
Well, from what I told you, my lord, you wouldn't, you would remember that this ichor has all kinds of effects to it. It's not just Gil that had died, it was me as well.
He looks down at the water for a moment before turning his gaze back up to you and tilting his head. The accident in the Alephakir Manor.
I nod solemnly.
He gives a slow nod, and I see. And if a formidable mind as Kaloum is truly among the enemy, can you give me any information on where he would be found?
Would I know? Because I know that we fought him, but I don't think that we know exactly where he is. I'm going to be honest with you, my lord. I don't know his exact whereabouts, but I do know somebody who might. And it's kind of like gonna be our birthday soon, so, used to hit him up.
He squints a bit, seeming like from your story he understands who you're talking about, and very well. You may go. And he sucks on the rock contemplatively as he leans back into the water.
I'll give him one more thank you, my lord, and just take Agnes's hand and just book it.
Agnes, as you start to leave, gives a kind of hurried bow, seeming like she's kind of thrown off now, gives a hurried bow to Lord Ephemeral, and, see you around. He gives a smirk, and same to you, Agnes.
Ooh, that's not nice. I won't say anything, I'll just kind of keep that in mind.
And with that, the two of you are much less hostilely than before allowed to exit the bathhouse and heading back out
Agnes,
onto the streets of Chillblains.
If there's somewhere we can be alone.
I know a few places.
I need to do a few things.
Come on, let's get you to that place I talked about. If you want us to be alone, I'll just get us a room together.
That would be preferable, yes.
And-
you guys, stop.
I'm just like, man,
Never gonna stop.
let me just go to the soundboard I have and play that, like, you know.
And there was only one bed.
Oh no.
You know, some sacrifices have to be made.
Some sacrifices, yeah.
Good
Oh, what
God.
a hard sacrifice.
Mhm.
That doesn't really work here.
I mean, she's got rock hard
I'm
abs.
referring to her abs.
I was like, she got rock hard abs, probably, so, you know.
All right. Before we pick back up with them, those of you who are already at the hotel, any just personal business you want to see to over the long rest or beforehand?
Nope.
Alcohol. Lots of alcohol.
Sugar will probably just pay off his elf lady just cause he wants to.
Which, much like the human man that Kayla was with, they seem to really appreciate it and smile kindly as you give them the tip, which again they seem to appreciate. Zephyr, anything from you? I know you typically have plans.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much he doesn't really. He has very little information, to be honest. He just. All he knew about were the Strixes. They were not, fully taken care of, but they were already a
Definitely weakened significantly.
thing. Yeah. But I mean, they're already a thing that we've kind of, encountered. So he doesn't know anything about anyone. So he's just kind of. After the battle, he would like to do some attunement changes, but otherwise, nah.
All right. Yeah. So, we don't need to go over all of that then. Just
attune to the cloak of the manta ray.
No.
let me double check. Actually,
Let me tell you, from that encounter, I'm literally sweating.
Yeah, pretty sure you can just wear it, and once you put it on, it counts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to attune to it.
Okay.
Yeah, all I'm going to have my character do is just have the person that is in his room, buy him a lot of alcohol, bring it back, and then set them and let them go for the night.
All right. I'll say, are you getting like wine or just like something to get you drunk?
He wants something that tastes good but is strong.
All right.
He wants quality.
Yeah, two silvers.
And then he'll tip them about. I want to say he'll give them 2 gold. Well, he'll give 3 gold and tell them to keep the change.
You're so fucking generous. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
But then, like, the moment that tipping bites him in the ass and he's out of money, just steal.
I mean, obviously, it's
He's
the
like
He
Robin
still
Hood.
has.
I don't think Robin Hood was
26,000.
like that.
Yeah, no, clearly Robin
Stole
Hood.
and then gave it to other people.
I mean,
Okay, I guess when you put it that way.
Technically, yeah, but
Either way, he won't run out of money for quite a while. He's got 26,000 gold.
wait until you make a big purchase.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait till you find a magic item you want from a store, and then we'll. Anyway, all right.
And
Tuco.
anything on my itinerary.
Of course. Tuco and What's-His, you generously pay off your helpers, who, again, just give you the luxury treatment.
Well,
And Caleb, making sure your manta ray cloak is still ready to go. You tuck into bed for the night, and Zephyr, just kind of contemplating the information you've gotten, start shifting around which items you have at the ready. And as you guys are beginning to settle in for the night is around the time Lucian and Sundragon arrive at the hotel. And as one of the sisters looks up, they just smile on seeing Agnes. And, Agnes. Same arrangement as always? Yeah, that'd be great. And whenever her sister emerges, she just immediately breaks out into an equally big smile and just, Agnes! And Queen Sundragon just, like, hugs them and, like, gives them one of those big, crushing bear hugs. And just, it's great to see you two again. And just, she kind of looks over her shoulder to you, Lucian, and leans in to whisper something in Sundragon's ear. Do you want to attempt to eavesdrop?
Oh, tempted. Yes, I do.
Roll perception.
Just because I'm curious to what she's saying. You said perception?
We had your entertainment ready.
Ooh, okay. 23.
Lucian, you kind of have to strain a bit and, like, crane your neck, but you are able to hear that she whispers to Agnes, so how much did she cost? It's not like that. Oh, it's a shame. She's a pretty one. May I borrow her when you're done? Yeah, she kind of, like, her face turns red and she kind of, like, shoves the girl away from her and just laughs. Your room is in its usual place, Queen Sundragon. Thanks, girls. And Lucian, as she kind of stomps down the hall before you start following, you can see the two sisters immediately just start having, like, a giggly, whispered conversation.
Give them an awkward wave.
Their giggling only gets louder, and their conversation picks up in pace. As you are taken by Sundragon, she, of course, has the luxury suite. However, unlike the normal arrangement, there is no servant present. And Agnes just sits in the chair, spreading her legs in just a stretch, and... And, Lucian, what things do you wish to take care of during the long rest?
Shit, crisscross applesauce on the bed.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Assuming there's one bed. I'm just gonna say crisscross applesauce on the bed, and I'm gonna say to Agnes, now you're only going to hear one side of this long conversation, and I promise you, I'm not crazy. Well, I might be a little crazy, but
both can be true.
I'm going to send a message to Lucifer.
Okay.
God, I haven't done this in fucking forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's been a while. All right.
It's been a while.
Didn't we have a discussion about this?
Oh yeah.
Yes, but, you know.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is plot relevant.
Yeah, of course.
I think
Okay.
she said possibly ask for a location.
Okay, so I'm gonna butter him up first. So I'm gonna say,
Putter.
hey Lucy, it's me, your loving sister.
What do you want?
Yeah, the immediate suspicion. If my sister said that, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, how much money do you want?
So I took your advice, and I'm sitting in the same room with the person that I told you that I like. So, yay! Hope things are okay with you. And that's my message. I'm buttering him up.
Obvious way possible.
I didn't think Lucian was good at this.
It makes sense. It's just, it's like,
Lucian and social cues just do not mix.
Lucian, the last time you spoke to your brother, he was tired, frazzled. Whatever he was trying to do with the Concord didn't seem like it was going well, and it felt like he was fighting tooth and nail constantly for just more time. But when you message him, he responds almost instantly.
Ooh.
Lucian, it's been a while. I hope you're not just buttering me up because you want something.
He knows me too well.
But I'm doing very well. Everything has been going perfectly. I've been waiting for you for a while. Where are you?
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot I was
That's
supposed
what-
to be there like a month ago.
It's 2 months ago now.
Okay, so I'll just kind of send another message. Yeah, just been really fighting the good fight. Actually, there is something that I want, and you could consider it like my birthday present. Since I'm very busy right now. I am on my way though. Where's your boyfriend?
Could you be any more obvious?
I mean, she said it. That's her.
Yeah, I mean, she's not gonna lie to him. That's her brother. She's never lied to him before.
He's probably lied to you many times.
Probably.
I'm also
but
thinking like,
Lucian.
wait, so what's Lucian's or what's
Who's his boyfriend? I'm confused.
Cologne?
Lucian's brother is dating Kaloum.
Oh, wonderful.
That's-
he
that-
needs to die.
I was like, that's why we had a
You
whole
leave my brother
conversation
out of
about
it.
this.
No.
We had a whole
Oh,
conversation.
wonderful. Let's kill him right in front of your brother.
That would be fucking excellent.
Oh, yeah, like she doesn't like him, so.
I have a candy cane to stick in his neck.
Hell
For
yeah.
the longest time, I thought she was afraid of her brother.
At one point she was, but
Yeah, circumstances changed.
It's still in the air.
Also, check the chat.
Yeah, I saw it. It's very good. Lucifer takes a moment this time. And whenever his voice responds to you, it sounds shocked. Wow, I'd almost forgotten it was almost our birthday. Well, thank you for reminding me. I have a big present for you, too.
He just dodges the question.
but yeah.
I hate him so much. He doesn't answer.
I think I have everything I need now. Just let me know when you're on the way, and I'll put the finishing touches on your present.
Fuck.
Mhm.
Fuck.
I already got you a
I'll
present.
look to Agnes and I'll just say, my brother's such an asshole sometimes.
God, imagine if that's what they did.
She's like kind of staring ahead at the wall and just yeah, siblings are like that sometimes.
Yeah. He says he has a present for me, which
Didn't she
kind
say
of
she
makes
didn't
me
have any
worry a little
siblings?
bit.
Yeah. Which Lucian noticed that she was lying.
Oh yeah, she knows she's gonna push it.
She's gonna-
Fuck. What do I say? I mean, he's avoiding the question, which makes me think that there's something going on here.
I mean, there's something going on everywhere, is what I'm starting to get the impression of. And she kind of runs a hand down her face and just, God, I miss when I was a kid. All you had to do was just fight the people in front of you, and that was the end of it.
I never had that problem. Lucifer and I were very close when we were younger. And now it's like he's avoiding the issue.
Which is?
His boyfriend is evil!
She kind of tilts her head a bit, and
She punches the bridge of her nose. She's clearly stressed out.
yeah, which Agnes is too, to be fair, but if you say so.
Have you ever heard of Dr. Kaloon?
Heard of him. I fought the bastard.
You did?
Yeah. We fought the Gyogrins, remember? He was the one building all their guns and crap.
What's he like in battle?
Impressive for what it's worth. Has this fancy gun he carries, fires all kinds of fancy bullets. Custom work, from what I understand.
Yeah, that seems to be going around. My brother picked up a scythe that makes him look real, menacing. At least that's what he wants you to think. Very flashy. Typical Lucifer.
Yeah, my sister's the same way.
I kind of tilt my head. What's your sister like?
She freezes. And it seems like it just hit her what she just said without thinking.
It's okay, you don't have to talk about them if you don't want to.
It's not that I don't want to, it's I'm not supposed to. If word gets out we're related, it's politics, it's a whole mess.
Just between you and me.
Promise?
I hold out my pinky.
She kind of tilts her head a little bit, but confusedly replicates the gesture.
I take her pinky. Pinky promise.
I haven't gotten to see her in a long time. The summer ball was the first time in a while. She hesitates for a while before. She mentioned that she had met you guys, actually. My sister is Ikaria, Queen Blackthorn.
Yeah, did I meet her? I think I met her.
Yeah, I remember she came to the bar to tell you guys that she was getting engaged to Gil's sister.
Right. I'll be like, oh yeah, Wes's sister is marrying her. I think.
Yeah, I was so happy for her whenever she told me. Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about the fact that we're related. It's political stuff. So as far as anyone knows, I'm an only child.
I wish I could say that. She kind of gives a laugh.
I'm not gonna be that person that tells you, oh, family is important and all that bull crap, but
that's what I grew up with. I mean, Lucifer and I were pretty inseparable growing up.
What changed?
My work. My dad. My dad had this soothsayer say that he was going to have a child that would surpass him. And he always believed it was going to be his firstborn, which is why I was named after him. But I'm starting to wonder if it's actually going to be Lucifer. Because he's more into the whole necromancy thing. Like, I know a lot of things. Like, of course, I studied under my dad. But Lucifer's always been stronger.
Yeah. My sister was always the thinker between the two of us. She builds all of the crossbows that the Blackthorns use. The family heirloom, they say that it's like a legacy ancestral thing, but that's just so that nobody finds out that we're related. She actually made it herself when we were kids. Me, I've always been the, and she kind of mimes punching in front of herself.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, until before I started, traveling, I never was in a fight before. My first fight was with a wasn't it with that goblin?
Yeah,
That
the
goblin
goblin,
that turned
the
into
first
an
Ichor
Ichor.
beast you
Yeah,
encountered.
I'll tell her about the goblin Ichor beast that we fought.
She
That was my first fight, and I'm 170.
She smiles and kind of leaning back and propping her boots up on the table. Me, well, you already know the story there. Beginning into fights since I could walk and talk. It's a family line sort of thing. We're all expected to conquer a city by the time we're old enough to rule, and that becomes the city that we're in charge of.
You seem to like it well enough.
I love it. Whenever your friend Tuco mentioned that the Geograns and us might not be so different, I'll admit the thoughts occurred to me once or twice, but I always saw it different. The Geograns, they just, step on the land, say it's theirs, shoot anyone who disagrees. I don't know. I guess I always thought we were better than that. We give everyone the option to leave if they don't want to be ruled by us, and we make sure everybody gets a certain amount of, independence.
I think that's way better than the Geograns. I'm not sure what to say to Lucifer to get him to tell me where his boyfriend is, but something tells me that they're not far apart.
Well, who's to say? If our lives are anything to go off of, they could be thick as thieves, yet all the way across the world from each other. But from that story you told, you said that he has some kind of bone to pick with the Geograns, right?
Bloom? Yeah, he's got like a big vendetta against Wesses. I think like their entire family did there was like a whole record like his downfall and like I think the whole family.
You're starting to break up, but
sad. Anyway, I'll tell her about the story about how the Geograns destroyed his whole family, and tell her everything that I know about that. And I'll add, it's actually kind of sad when I think about it.
She gives a nod, and I'll keep that in mind. We should get some sleep.
I want to say something else to him, but I don't know what to say.
Sleep on it. Ask your friends in the morning. See if maybe they have some ideas.
A kind of sigh. I'll pat next to me.
All right. You all get a long rest.
Yeah.
Tuco, what are you doing once you get up?
HP.
Not sure yet, because there's no plan.
I was gonna try to find everybody once I was awake. I was gonna let Sundragon sleep. I'll leave a note for her, let her know that I'm gonna look for everybody and let them know what's going on.
Okay. All right, so Lucian kind of does a quick jaunt throughout the hotel and grabs all of you. And
We're still asleep. Aren't we still asleep? So.
Well, Lucian, do you wait for everybody else to get up?
I'll ask
You know what? I know what
Sundragon.
Tuco's doing. He's gonna
Alright.
go ahead and find Sundragon.
Okay.
Who's in bed with me?
Well, that's wonderful. He's gonna wake her up.
Caleb wanted to ask Tuco if he still wanted him and Caro to go find rocks.
I guess I don't have to
Late.
find my friends. My friends
Oh
will
yeah,
come
I
find me.
completely forgot.
All right.
Did you hear what Caleb was gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rock.
I'm trying to get my thoughts sorted. Right. So Tuco, you want to go find Sundragon? You can just get information on where they are from the sisters at the front desk. So I'll say you head in while Lucian's still like getting prepared, and Sundragon kind of sleepily rubbing at her head, seeming almost hungover from all the fighting and raging, kind of sits up as she as you enter, and Lucian, you're gearing up and just getting your equipment on at this point. And hey man, what's up?
What's up? It's morning. That's what's up.
It's like the sun.
Well, almost up.
She kind of and like just flumps back into the bed, and it'll be morning whenever I decide it's morning. I'm the queen. I can make those decisions. And she just rolls around until she's formed a little cocoon.
It's
I'll
like,
just kind of give her a poke. May I remind you, Aggie, we have somewhere to be before the sun rises? I know. I hate it too.
It's really great that you wanted to talk to her with your words, because my instinct was just to pull her out like a burrito.
Well, I could do that.
Never mind. And she kind of stretches as she is getting out of bed, and she kind of quirks an eyebrow to the two of you, and technically speaking, this could be considered an act of rebellion. I could throw you two in the dungeons.
Oh, look at
Oh,
me.
a rat in the dungeon! I perish! As he waves a hand over his head.
I'm losing Elephant here, and I created a mutiny against my queen.
She kind of rolls her eyes and giving a stretch as she starts gathering her gear. Once she has gotten her equipment together, I'll say, Caleb, you can, hearing the voices down the hall, can easily just find your way in. Just the party just kind of slowly piling into Lucian and Sundragon's room.
Zephyr's not looking for them.
You said that they'd never heard the privacy. It's a good thing we weren't naked.
Zephyr's not looking for them.
Tuco would just kind of look to her like, you really think I'll give a shit? We're all naked down where I come from.
I mean, considering you're just wearing a little jacket, probably no.
Exactly. Besides, he kind of does like a little straightening of his jacket. Besides, we've all got our stuff on the inside. You can't really see it. Nothing really to hide.
I'm pretty sure we all have stuff inside of us. They're called organs.
I don't think that's
You know what I mean, girlie.
like,
I'll look at Aggie. Look at me using sarcasm.
Your genius grows with every passing day.
Arriving by now?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can just roll in at this point.
Caleb was just like, don't inflate their ego already. It's already going to crush us all.
So is everybody present?
Caleb, Tuco, and yourself, obviously, and the Queen. Zephyr has his own business. What are you doing?
Rip Gil.
All right. Zephyr, what are you doing?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not too sure, but I mean, he's not looking for the party. He has no information. It's fine.
Caleb, have you seen Zephyr?
No.
Would you mind looking for him? I kind of have something to tell everybody.
You're basically asking me to herd cats.
I'll summon my cat. It's not
Tuco
my
just kind
fault.
of like shrugs, like, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I'll summon my fey cat and just say it's not the problem for me.
Just sit there for a minute. Hold on. Prove a point.
Zephyr will turn up when Zephyr turns up.
Well, yeah, I already warned him. Do you know where Gil is? I mean, what's his? Whatever the fuck his name is.
I think he's in one of the rooms. Also, Tuco, did you still want me and
I just
Karen
realized
go
I was
gather
muted. I'm
rocks?
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did say we're gonna do that, right? I completely slipped my mind after the whole, business.
Before you guys do anything, I
The
have something to
monstrosity.
tell you.
All right. What is it?
So I'll tell him about my meeting with the Lord and tell him everything. And
This
I
sounds
kind of give him my blood, which is
like a
know.
trap.
it does, but what other choice do we have?
Trust me, it's better
Well-
for his health that we don't show up to his trap.
Skill showing
Well,
up.
I was actually, going to ask you. I kind of already spoke with Lucifer a little bit, but it was very important, and I wanted to pick your guys' brain because
There we are,
the Lord,
did you?
no, I told him that
Okay.
I was busy. He did ask, but I didn't tell him.
Okay.
So there is that.
At least you didn't
Um,
tell him where we were.
Well, he didn't tell me what I needed to know, so I was going to ask if you guys might think of a way that I can figure out where Dr. Colum is, because we kind of need to know. And I
Oh.
was going to try to ask Lucifer, but
Where's
he's
your
as
boy?
useless as
Where's
What?
your brother?
Ricket, I assume.
I can't imagine his boyfriend is far away.
Well, I mean, he does have a lot to do in Gyogre, so he's either in Gyogre or he's in Wicket. Or he might be in the Aegis Confederation helping Dr. Knight with her research. I fucking know. That's why I want to know, where the fuck is he?
I know how you could get your brother to tell you.
Is Gil here?
That'll look good.
Yeah, Gil's invisible still, so.
What's his here?
Into this.
He's still invisible.
Yeah, that thing lasts till nighttime.
I just kind of look around. Okay, you're still not visible, but I'm listening.
Tell him that you heard someone threaten to assassinate him. In that you're trying to find out where he's at to lead him away from him. For your
I think my
brother's
brother's a little
benefit.
bit more smarter than that.
I don't know. Love makes you stupid.
I look to Agnes.
What?
Just... she's kind of searching Agnes to see if this idea.
No, like that was her responding to you, just looking at her.
Yeah. You look to Agnes,
Kind of
does it?
say, yeah. Do you think that would work?
She kind of scratches at the back of her head and I don't know your brother or Kaloum well enough to say one way or the other, but I mean, couldn't hurt. Besides, you're not even technically lying.
I mean,
More people find out that that bastard's alive, more people I imagine are going to want to have a few choice words with him.
the worst thing in the world, which is actually
Um.
messaging Kalum himself. Because
What?
I threw up in my mouth.
Messaging
thinking
Clume
about it.
himself.
Yeah, but basically, if we can't come to a thing of how to get Lucifer to say where Kalum is, she could, in theory, message Kalum himself. But
Maybe let's
Hey,
not.
man, what's up? Bro, how's it poppin'?
I know we tried to kill each other that one time.
Amanda, you're bad.
Amanda, leave. Leave and come back.
Hello. So, I don't know if that's gonna fit, but yeah. Tried to kill us. You know, all good.
Hello?
Alright, we can hear you.
Good for
There
now.
we go.
I was just saying, like, new phone, who dis?
Yeah, just hey, what's up, bro? Do you have your tracker turned on? Turn on your tracker. Turn it on.
So it's like
Turn it on.
like scrying.
Turn it on. I want to send you something. I want to send you a little something. A little present. A little present from me to you.
Yeah, the app.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the anthrax I put in the envelope. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are cool with me talking to him Also, he's been a present for me, but just kind of terrifying.
Mhm.
Gobbledygook.
Well, she mentioned the
might need to-
present.
Kind of.
She mentioned the
You might need
present.
to swap this out.
also, Lucifer said that he had a present for me, which is kind of terrifying.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Well, that's
no.
obviously a trap.
Just send him a little present back. Send him a little present back. It's all right.
Well, I did kind of promise him 2 months ago that we would be there, so, you know.
It's a trap.
I know it's a trap, but I still have to confront him.
So we
Yeah,
got like a
here's
plan for
another.
this.
Well, not yet. But I do need to figure out where Clune is before we go to go see the Lord. Which I don't think we have much more time before the sun is up.
Well, I doubt Clune would tell us. Save your spells, and we'll just say that he's with your brother, Rookit.
I don't want to lie to him because that seems like a really bad idea.
Except it's not a lie. What we believe.
Okay, I'm gonna send one message, and then we go.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm going to be away from here when you do that.
Like
Okay, just meet me at the bathhouse because we do have to go talk to the Lord.
So wait, have she already
So, just
relayed to
meet me
us
there.
that what like everything that's been said to her?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, to that too goes just kind of like, great, so we get to go back.
Well, they can't
Yeah.
see me, so.
Yeah. Yeah. What I need you to be there as well.
Did anyone else?
Good
get
news
that?
is for naked women.
I can't hear her anymore.
All I got was naked women.
That's just what the inside of her brain sounds like.
Naked women.
That's true. Naked women. So okay, I'm going to. Oh, I just figured out why my headphone was being weird. Is this better?
Way better.
Yeah,
Much.
way better. Good God.
Well, let me guess. You had it up on your head, didn't you?
No, I actually had it under my chin.
I was like,
bad again.
I was like,
Natural order has been restored.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone knows Amanda has to have the shittiest fucking mic.
Okay. Message to Lucifer.
mm-hmm.
You know how you've helped me before. I need your help again. Please, Lucifer. Tell me where he is. Your boyfriend, of course. I just need to know because there are people looking for him that want to hurt him, and I know that he is important to you. And if I know where he is, I can send him the opposite way.
Make a deception check at disadvantage.
And this is what you get for using the barbarian.
There are some people that might maybe want to hurt you. So like turn on your location. Just tell me. Tell me where you fucking are.
No.
9, did you say?
18.
Oh.
No, I got an 18. Rolled 16 and a 15.
He messages back fairly quickly. Oh yeah, I had forgotten you asked about that, sorry. Got so distracted by the birthday thing. He's in Gilga right now. Didn't you hear there's a rebellion going on?
I kind of like have like this look of alarm on my face.
Is that where we are?
No.
No. Hey, Wes, kind of bad news. There's a rebellion. I'm gonna try to get more information. I'm gonna say to him.
You guys sending again?
And he,
Yeah, one sending. Sending is like a drug for wizards, I swear.
I mean, it's just texting, isn't it?
Well, testing with magic, since you have to use a spell
So,
No,
slot.
it's more just because it's like a meme that like spellcasters really overuse it.
I'm gonna say to him, I have not heard. What can you tell me? Since you are obviously more knowledgeable than me. Kind of like there's this clear, like everybody in the room can see this clear strain on her face as she says this.
He responds fairly quickly, and after after a bit, you're just trying to butter me up. I always thought you were very smart. But I don't know that much besides the obvious anyway. I guess people got tired of being drafted into the army and dying all the time, so now they're trying to kill the general.
Okay, more alarm on her face. It's not looking good for your dad, Westy. It sounds like people are trying to kill him, and we all know that how Dr. Colum feels about your dad. If you're talking, honey, you're muted.
Who are you talking to me?
What's
No.
this?
No, I'm not muted.
Okay. Okay, I'll just kind of look at everybody. Should I press him for more, or should we go ahead and go?
Can I give a bit of approximation of where we are?
Well, think about the world that we're in Europe, right?
No. Where he is, sorry.
Okay,
Where
he's on
Kaloon
the-
is.
He's on the other side of the continent.
Oh, of course. The other side of the continent, of course. As he just kind of like throws his hands up in the air. So what are we still doing here?
Yeah, let's go before the sun gets up. And somebody please grab Zephyr.
I'll get him.
Honestly, at this point, I have to say that What's This is already at the door and heading out.
All right. With that bombshell dropped on all of you, Lucian has made an agreement with Lord Ephemeral to provide blood in exchange for the assistance of Lord Ephemeral, and as well as their curing on top of that. And What's-Is has just discovered that, likely through Kaloom's machinations, a rebellion is underway in Gyogre that seeks the death of your father. And, of course, things around the land continue to escalate, as Lucifer as well seems to have made significant progress on his own plans, given that he is now 2 months overdue for his initial schedule. The party now sits in a little microcosm of plot hooks there. And I think that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh,
Oh,
It was an early end.
I'm not feeling good. I can't really focus.
I honestly don't think I could take any more emotional.
all I can do is I can tell you all that What's This is going to do something very, very stupid.
Oh,
Oh, that's good. That's
Of
fun.
course. Of course.
So-
When doesn't he?
so Tuesday.
Water.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone.
Fucking Tuesday.
But yeah, I'm just not feeling good. So, and on my Friday game, we normally take a break whenever that happens, but we don't do that here. So,
We could if you want.
Oh, it's like,
well, I mean, like it'd be weird to like.
Almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it'd be weird to take a break and then stream for only another 10 minutes. So,
Yeah, true.
Alright.
If you want to see more of my DMing, check out twitch.tv/gramcrackers, GRAMECRACKERZ, for my Friday campaign, The Goldshine Investigations, at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time, featuring a party of investigators trying to unravel the cultish conspiracy that threatens to plunge their home into war. Check out our website at officiald5hub.info, resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer who just found out their brother's up to some bullshit for their birthday. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly, and support our episodes posted on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get them from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Productions, or Odd Tornado Productions on YouTube to catch up on what you may have missed. And check out Odd Tornado Productions Official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Human Rogues Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That is 5 with a PH, don't get it wrong. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon. That link's about to be posted as well. Or on Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/Odd Tornado Productions. And follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TornadoOdd. The TNO are in fact capitalized. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time for our Monday game, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods to make a key to a door that has some bullshit behind it, whatever it is.
we don't know yet.
Thanks, everyone at the table, so much for playing. Thanks, everyone at home, so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.